Are you also bored of normal vacations? Who cares for the ocean, sandy beaches or cocktail bars? The best vacationing spot is your neighbor's garden. Trust me, it's cheap, it's affordable, it's close by, it's perfect. Pack your travel bag and... Oh, we're already there. Got everything for the best day. This will be so relaxing. Ah.
Hello?
There's a stranger in my garden.
Whoa, crazy man. You should definitely call police. Anyway, you want pepperoni on your pizza?
No, I want pineapple, please.
You're on your own.
Nice! Nice!
What? It doesn't make any sense. These random ads are getting dumber and dumber, man. Actually, I think I got something better for you. How about this? Just explore a digital garden. That isn't illegal. And I got just the thing for you. Since my last devlog, the garden level evolved quite a bit. Gone are the simple toy blocks. I made actual 3D models. Hey, come on, I'll show you around. The pond is a great place to relax. Stones line the shore, and if you're tiny, like a mouse for example, just sit down for a while and enjoy the view. On this side, you'll even find a little bamboo forest. I like to take strolls under the shadowy bamboo, and when I'm exhausted, I jump into the refreshing water. Take a swim. Oh, damn, I can't swim. And after almost drowning, just sunbathe on the warm paving stones. You might even get a nice tan, so win-win. I know you are watching this on your smartphone, at least a few of you do. Don't worry, we provide a smartphone for our guests. It only has one app, a quiz game, but I heard whoever wins at it gets a reward, so who knows? And food shouldn't be a concern for you. We have plenty to eat, all homegrown, all organic stuff. Onions, carrots, salad, Brussels sprouts, and even pumpkin. Yummy! And around this corner we got a special attraction. Oh. Sorry, you weren't supposed to see that. The rest of the garden is still under construction. Goodbye. All well and good, but what's the mouse actually going to do? Currently, the garden level doesn't feel alive. The mouse is its only inhabitant. Pretty lonely. But it doesn't have to be like this forever. At a later stage, I'm going to implement other animals. And these animals, for example, a frog, snails, a mole, are supposed to give the mouse missions to complete. So I need a simple dialogue system for these animals. And this is the way it works. The mouse can interact with the other animals. In this case, let's say a frog. And let's call him Henri de Grenouille. A big speech bubble appears. He says something like... Okay, whoa. Should I censor that? Nasty frog. Anyway, after his dialogue has finished, the mouse might get answer options. Exactly like that. Whichever is selected becomes a speech, the other one a thought bubble. Well, this version right here, not as impressive as the animation, right? I use Ink, which is an easier way to edit and create text files. I can write my dialogue lines inside Ink, implement choices and a bunch of stuff I don't even know. I need to look further into it. My implementation does work, but it should be streamlined to be more usable in the future. But this is just text, and text is boring. And words are boring. Something is still missing. Maybe sound. Welcome to the floor. Make yourself comfortable. I record all my sound effects down here. I got my equipment, my microphone. It's all I need. From here on out it's pretty simple. I feed those sounds into Audacity, layer them so the sounds aren't too flat, and hit export. Inside the game, the sound manager manages the sounds and can be called upon via code to play the correct effects. In this example, I implemented a ground detection so the game knows which ground type the mouse is walking on. In this case, it's either dirt or wood/stone or metal. Each surface has actually 3 different sound effects which are played randomly. Sprinkle a bit of pitch randomization on top and you basically got hundreds of slightly different sounding effects. Otherwise, your ears wouldn't enjoy my game too much, having to listen to the same sound on repeat. It would get annoying very quickly, especially with something like footsteps, which are played in quick succession. And now, finally, to the most interesting part of this video. Programming. Sorry, I didn't plan on breaking in unannounced. I just want to mention that Project Mouse has a Steam page now, a highly unfinished Steam page. I put a few screenshots up and a basic description. I know with an seemingly infinite number of indie releases each year, many do slip through the cracks. And for anyone as forgetful as me, and I'm very, very forgetful, wishlisting does help with that. That's all I wanted to say. Back to regular programming. Yeah, right. Programming. I have to tell you about all the cool programming I did. Explain my spaghetti code in incredible and minute detail. Where to start? All of it is thrilling stuff. Maybe with the revamped climbing system. I had to code all... While I was tied up in the trunk, I began to think about, isn't it crazy that I've been working on Project Mouse for exactly 1 year? April 2024, I started the development of my own little 3D platformer. Something I had tried multiple times before unsuccessfully, all abandoned prototypes which never got far enough to be functional or interesting. In the beginning, it was just me and a little capsule. We were best friends, I think. It couldn't speak and it couldn't move nor jump, so I programmed a simple player controller for it and built an even simpler test level. I tweaked different values, added new moves, removed moves, until I was fairly happy with it. At some point it had to happen, the capsule had to be replaced. Rest in peace. Back then the mouse wasn't cel shaded and the animations were quite ugly, while the code was plagued by bugs and a multitude of problems. Slowly I chipped away at it and the game feel improved. Subsequently I had to create the garden level, the heart and soul of my project. It's based on our actual front yard, my mom's garden, with a drop of artistic freedom of course. I made a rough sketch, which I used as a texture to block the level out. Much has changed since this sketch. Objects have swapped places or changed completely, and a whole new part, this small alley right here, was added. I felt that a place not easily seen from every position was missing, so the player has a stronger impulse for exploration. Well, you've seen what a year of development accomplished. Next, I'd like to work on the missions. The garden is like bread and the missions are like butter. And I have to butter the bread. And I have to model the other animals to breathe some life into my game. You know, if I'm not murdered. Guys? What's happening? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Project Mouse. Happy birthday to you. to tell you about all the cool programming I did. Junge, es ist halt durch an bla, keine Ahnung. Aber auf jeden Fall auf Code könnt ihr so reinstürmen und nicht parken. Revamped Climbing System. I had to code.
Ja, okay.
Ja, Bro. The Revamped Climbing System. I had to code.
Ja, Bro, du bist zu früh.
I had to code.
Start.